Texas High is Texas High, okay? They are fast, like always, extremely athletic. Not necessarily the superstar as we think about sometimes the NFL players that they've had there in the past with the Mallets and the big bad receiver they had and some of those guys, but they're still fast. I mean, they're the 4A state champions last year in track. So a lot of those kids are still back. So that tells you what you're dealing with. And so they're extremely athletic. So we have to play a great game, get after. The great thing is, I interviewed with a guy this morning from Texarkana, and he said, "Well, anything lean towards the Silver Springs side?" I said, "The only thing leaning towards Silver Springs side is they're playing at Silver Springs. That's it. Besides that, they are strong and athletic and get after it." We are probably both in about the same overall as a team. We're still both trying to find the identity of our team and who we are. We're both 1 and 2. We've had some tough ball games, and we played some good people. They played good people. Common opponent is White House. Both of us turned it over against White House. Looking at all that stuff and how it breaks out, it's a pretty even match. We have to execute exceptionally well on offense to negate their speed and stuff and kind of go right at them. And we feel good about that. We just have to get after it and do those things and counter their athleticism and from the linebackers, defensive line. They got a couple kids going to Tulsa. They got a defensive end that's already committed to go to Arkansas State. So there's 3 D1 guys right there, and they got a sophomore quarterback that. He's a good player. He's not great yet. He's still figuring it out. He's still learning it, but each week he continues to get better. He knows where to put the ball. They can still hit a deep ball on you. He throws a fade pretty well. He throws a post pretty well. At times, if he gets flustered, he'll get his eyes down and see what's happening in front of him. So we've got to do a good job with that. We've been impressed with our D-line so far this year of getting after people and being more physical and aggressive, and they continue to have to do that. We have to tackle well on defense. Last year they got too tight and just came right at us. This year they've been a little more spread. They're still about 60-40 run to pass, roughly. They would rather run it. That's just what Barry's always kind of done. Last week when we watched them play Kilgore, it looked like they were consciously working on their passing game. So I think that number's still going to be a little more skewed. I still think they're probably more 70-30, But again, it looked like they worked on their passing game a lot last week. And so, we have to do a good job at executing, picking up blitzes and them coming after you. Not necessarily a big blitz team, but they will move around a little bit on the front with you. And I'm sorry I'm jumping around on you guys, but I'm going to go back to their offense a little bit. They're going to be some 2-back sets. They're going to be in a spread, a 2-by-2 set quite a bit. But when they get ready to go and get it, they're going to have a tight end in the ball game and a little pro twins look, and they're just going to kind of run at you. Their favorite play is kind of the stretch or the outside zone. They're just going to try to zone you. That and the power, that's what they do. And then they'll play action off of that, or they'll get in true spread, and they'll try to hit you in the middle and get after you a little bit with that. So defensively, based out of a 4-3, they'll show you a little bit of an odd every now and then, but really they want to run their 4-3 stuff. And just in the secondaries where they're really fast, their safeties will play pretty deep. They're just going to keep everything in front of them. They're going to make you be consistent at moving the football down the field. They're going to bend and not break, kind of a mentality. They're not necessarily going to force their hand until they have to. And then again, when they decide to walk up and come, they bring it. So pretty impressed with them as far as that goes, and they've got a solid kicking game, do a good job with that, and so just a very good football team. We've never played Texas High this early in a year, and so they're still trying to get they're figure out again who they are. They're still trying to get their conditioning, much like we are too at certain positions, trying to get their conditioning where it needs to be to go in a high-impact game. But this is the opening game of district, and these games do count, and it's important for all of us. And there's some unique matchups this week in our district, us and T-High. You've got Longview and Pine Tree. You've got a Hallsville and a Marshall. All those are natural rivalries just where they are in themselves. So it's kind of a unique week when you sit down and look at all that.